Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome to my review of Apex Legends. Apex Legends is an amazing game. I'm just going to say that straight off the bat. I have played this game only for a couple days, technically a week now in terms of playtime, and this game is really fun to me. I'm adding it to the list of games that I want to grind, and I'm pretty sure that by the time that this game is a few years old, I am going to put this in one of my favorite games just ever. I like it, and I'm going to explain the reasons behind that. I'm also going to be talking about why you guys should get the game. I'm also going to be talking about the things that I like and dislike about the game, because this game, it's got a lot to it, and I want to go into everything in depth. So let's talk about Apex Legends. So let's talk about what it is first. So for those of you guys that don't know what Apex Legends is, it is a free-to-play Battle Royale mode that is available on Xbox, PlayStation, and on PC, and is made by Respawn Entertainment, or the guys that made Titanfall. Or if you guys played a whole bunch of other old games before, like on the 360, before they became Respawn, they were the old Infinity Ward, and they made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. So these guys are pretty well known, and I really respect them, and I'm glad that they made a really fun game, because ever since Infinity Ward became Respawn and they had Titanfall, it's not that Titanfall was bad, it's just that they didn't really get that good release date, because Titanfall 1 kind of got overshadowed, and then Titanfall 2 especially got overshadowed just with these bad release dates. But with Apex Legends here, they've got themselves a hit. It's so well, and I'm going to be just talking about the goods and bads, and it's funny I haven't said the goods and the bads forever. I mean the good things and the bad things. That was an old thing I used to say. But yeah, let's just talk about Apex Legends. So let's talk about the things that I like about the game. The very first thing, just straight off the bat, is that this game is free. This is like a great path for the game immediately, just straight off the bat, because there is actually zero excuse to not play the game. It is free, and it's on 3 platforms. It's not available on the Switch or mobile like Fortnite, but the 3 main things, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and it's free. Like, it's just like this thing with Fortnite, like, you just have no excuse to not play it, or at least try it. So you immediately can just play the game. That's a great start. The second thing is that this game is well developed for, honestly, how it launched. Like, this is the first time in a while that we've actually got a game that is launched actually complete. Like, we've actually had so many problems with games recently where the game's just not complete or not fun until like several months or potentially years later. Like, I remember back when the old 360 games, things like that we look back on now as like nostalgic, they were not popular at first. Like, for example, like Black Ops 2, I hold that game, and a lot of others hold that in such high regard, but we didn't like it until like about Ghosts. And this game completely do not have that feeling. In fact, if anything, I feel like that it's going to be the exact opposite. I feel like it's going to be good and then even get better over time. Like, this game is really fun. I'm hoping that this game does not fatigue for a long time. It's just a fun-ass game, and I love it. The next thing in general about the game is that it's made by a good developer, and it's developers that care. Like, the way that they executed this was flawless, because the game is made by Respawn, like I said, the guys that made the old Call of Duty games, Infinity Ward, and it's produced by EA. Now, I know that EA is like the second worst company beside Activision, but what EA did, which was a bold-ass move, but it was a great move and it's completely worked out for them, is that they gave complete creative freedom to Respawn to publish the game however they choose to do so. They chose to let Respawn literally market their own game. All EA did was just put their name on it and like produce it for them. Like, they just said, hey, we got the name out there, but you take it from here. So that was really good on EA's part. Like, good shit. That was actually a really good idea. Now, the thing is, though, is that I'm not really sure what is going to be the full-on plan for this game, because I know it's just getting started, but the full-on, like, just the way the game is now is fantastic so far. The game has a store already, it's got tons of guns and character skins, it's got great graphics, it's got great flow, it doesn't lag, it literally is a polished game just straight off the gate, and that's just amazing, I love it. And then the next thing that I actually want to talk about, and this is going to sound really weird for a positive comment, but this is just a positive comment for me personally because I like these in games. The characters or the legends in this game have personality, which I'm really glad they do. One of the types of things that I like about games is when the characters that they have are not just soldiers and they actually have personality. We don't necessarily have like a storyline, quote unquote, yet with all these characters, like with their backstories or whatever, yada yada. But I'm pretty sure eventually they'll start putting out like videos and like comics and stuff like that, just like Overwatch and Call of Duty and stuff like that. Because when the characters are these specialists or these heroes or whatever you want to call them, when they have a story, they're much more enjoyable to play. Like, for example, the characters that I like playing the most in like any game in general, because it's not just tied into one specific, it's kind of just in general, is that the characters that are dynamic, where they kind of like change almost over time, and also the characters that are just very, very out there. I really like characters that don't like seem the most generic. I don't like, you know, like the, well, I mean, I do to a certain degree, but I do not like basically stereotypes. I like to see originality when it comes to these characters, and I feel that with Apex Legends. Like, the characters feel original, which is really, really awesome. I'm glad to see that. The next thing is the game mechanics. Instead of just going individually on the game mechanics, like saying, I like the ping, I like the maps, I like the heroes, I like this specific hero, I like this specific gun. I'm just going to kind of go briefly over specific ones, but mostly tie them in as a group. So the game mechanics are really good in this game. Like, not only are they polished and like they're you know, being updated frequently, but this game in general just has good game mechanics. The jumping out of the plane part, that beginning part, they have a thing called the Jump Master, where literally it's you control where you and your team go. So instead of it being like in Fortnite where everyone just kind of just jumps out wherever they want and you have to kind of just verbally tell your team, hey, we're gonna go here, or by pinging it, you can actually just by default jump with your team. So whoever is the jump master out of your 3-man squad, when you jump, if you're a jump master, your teammates just automatically follow you, and they can only not follow you if they choose not to. You can relinquish jump master and give it to somebody else, but it forces the team to kind of stick with you by default and kind of go out of their way, but not too much where it's an inconvenience thing to go off on their own. So it encourages you to stay with your team, which is great considering that this game is only a 3-man squad game and there's no solos and duos yet, and sometimes I have to queue with some randoms. So that is a really nice plus. And I also like things like the pinging system. The pinging system is just a godsend. I love the pinging system in this game, how that you can go around the map and you can be like body armor here, helmet here, this specific gun here, there's an enemy right here, I want to loot here. Like, the pinging system is so specific that, like, literally, like, a random with a mic, like, that sounds like he's inside of a dishwasher, that's inside of a tornado and a hurricane, and doesn't speak English, you could communicate with this person still. It is that good. Like, I'm not even kidding you, it is that good. I also like the way the map is laid out. There's not exactly certain spots on the map that feel like almost like a Tilted Towers from Fortnite, where it just feels like literally everyone goes there. And there's also not a thing that feels like let's say Wailing Woods or Lonely Lodge, where there's nobody going there. The map feels balanced, and I mean like legit balanced. I see somebody everywhere, but not where it's overwhelming. I also like the loot. I think that honestly pretty much everything in this game is got its proper place, other than whatever that weird shotgun pistol is that everyone swears is like the worst thing ever in the game. There is one really bad gun, it's that shotgun pistol. I don't know its name yet, because I think I've erased it out of my memory. Either that, I just don't use it enough to memorize the name. But that one like shotgun pistol that shoots like 3 shots and like is barely accurate, that thing's awful. Never picked that up. But everything else is good. I really like the R301. I really like the Peacekeeper especially. I like the Flatline. I like you know, that like M14 rifle or whatever, like the M4 or whatever. The Helion's even good. You know, the alternator's pretty good. I actually like pretty much everything. I also like the equipment, like the throwing stars and the frag grenade. I love the shielding and the healing system, because there's actually different types of healing items and shields already within the game. There's med kit, syringe, phoenix kit, the shields in general. There's a shield cell or whatever where you can heal all of them at once. And the chests seem balanced, the random loot seems balanced, the gameplay is just balanced, and that's so good for a Battle Royale game, especially one like this, where you would almost think that by default the game would be so RNG, considering it also has heroes, and you either love or hate hero shooters. like what, no matter what the context. Like when it comes to games like Overwatch, Black Ops 3 and 4, even Apex here, if there's a character that kind of gets like freebie abilities, like, you know, where they basically get something that kind of guarantees them a kill, people really either love those games or hate those games. So that's really up to you at the end of the day. But it really is balanced. It feels fun, and there's cool mechanics like the drop ship, where when you jump out of the air, there's actually a secondary ship that you can actually land on that's somewhat close to the path, and it has its own way that it goes. And if you land on it, it has like really good loot, and it's a way to get, you know, high ground off the bat. But everyone kind of goes there, and there's these things called hotspots, which is different games. There's actually certain spots in the map that get more loot than it normally does, and that changes from game to game. So sometimes like one map that you'll go into, one area will be like tilted, then the next game that equivalent of tilted will go somewhere else on the map, you know what I mean? And I love this next part because it's so great. The knockdown shield. Holy God, I thank you, Apex Legends. Thank you, Respawn, for enabling that as a thing in the game. If you guys don't know what the knockdown shield is literally a way to prevent BMing. Yes, this game does have BMing. It's a thing in video games, especially in Battle Royale games, and that's just a guarantee going to happen. But this makes it so much easier to survive being BM'd. It is a godsend. Basically, the knockdown shield is literally a shield that you can pick up, and it doesn't take up an inventory slot. You just get it. It's right down underneath with like your shields or whatever. But literally all it is that when you get downed, you can pull out this defensive bubble shield from the front, and you can prevent shots incoming, so that way you can't just immediately get lasered as soon as you're downed. This prevents you from getting BM'd like immediately, and it can allow your team to actually somewhat save you. It's basically like almost like a dome shield for your front, and it's a godsend. I've had so many times where this has saved my ass, and you can get upgrades for it. You can get gray, blue, purple, and gold, and sometimes like these things, I think if you get into the purple and the gold zone, you can get a self-revive, and you can actually revive yourself when we're not around your teammates. So as long as you don't get shot at when you're doing this, you can pick yourself back up after being down, which is so amazing. And I love how you can respawn. That sounds broken at first, but hear me out for a second. In this game, there's a system where you can respawn. Basically what it is that if you get down, at least as long as there's one person left in your squad, if you go up to your friend's loot stash, you pick up a respawn beacon tablet thing, and if you go around the map and you find like these designated spawn areas that are marked on the map as green, and they kind of look like little drones, and if you go up to and hold X, you can respawn a teammate. And you can actually bring them in, and they jump back out of the ship right around that spawn area where you called them back in from, and they don't have any loot, but you can get them basically back in the game again, and it's really convenient. And it doesn't feel overpowered, it doesn't feel underpowered, it feels just right, and that's one of the things I love about this game, is it just feels right, and it's great. I love that about this game. So I'm hoping that this game will survive for years to come, because I'm really enjoying it thoroughly. I'm enjoying playing it with my friends. I'm going to make tons of videos on it. Like, you bet your ass I'm going to do that. Like, this game is just really fun, and I want to coexist alongside Fortnite. I know that everyone's just like, oh yeah, I want this game to kill Fortnite, but I still thoroughly enjoy Fortnite. Don't think just because I'm saying such high things about Apex that I want Fortnite to die. I just want them to coexist, just because I want to have multiple games to play. But now, I'm just going to slightly dabble on the bads, just because there can't be necessarily good without bad, you know? But I'm not going to shit on the game. So, a couple of the bad things that I feel like just slightly needs to be worked out on is that, in general, I feel like that the game's currency system kind of needs a rework. Right now in the game, it's kind of similar to Fortnite, where you have these Apex coins. They're kind of like V-Bucks, basically. And you end up having these Apex coins, and they comes in like sets of like $10, $20, $50, $100, etc, etc. And there's these things in the game that you can buy, like gun skins and character skins and stuff like that. But like, let's say you want to buy a character skin. Well, the currency's kind of balanced in a way that encourages you to buy the supply drop based system, because there is supply drops in this game, but they're only cosmetic. But what they do is that, for example, there will be a skin that's like 1,000 credits, and you can only buy, like, let's say 1,100 credits. So you have like a leftover 100 credits that you didn't necessarily need to buy, and so you kind of either have to spend more money to get something for cheap, or you have to buy, you know, like loot boxes with the leftover money that you didn't necessarily want in the first place. Drifter pointed this out in his video, and I want to elaborate on it just because I completely agree with him. That's something that needs to be changed. You shouldn't have to pay extra unnecessary money to get something you want. It's kind of like how that when you go to like the grocery store and you get like a thing of hot dogs, and there's like 10 hot dogs, but you go to get the buns and there's like 8 buns, so you have to buy 2 packs and you get leftovers, and it's kind of useless. They do that on purpose to make you spend more money, but that's not very consumer friendly. In Fortnite, literally, if there's a skin that's 2,000 V-Bucks, yes, it may be very expensive, but you get it for literally exactly 2,000 V-Bucks. You just buy 1,000 pack twice, and you can get it. If you specifically do exact math, that means you don't have to pay any less or any more for the item, which is good. That's more consumer friendly, and then that's going to help the game. So please make that the case. Another thing that I really don't necessarily like about this game is that I really feel like that this game has an issue with almost kind of like, I guess you could say, teaming again, like, but not like teaming in a bad way. Like, how do I word this? Okay, so yes, the third-party issue still exists in this game. That's just going to be the case. I apologize for my phone. Jake is talking in Discord. I'm going to mute this real fast. Jake, shut up. But yeah, I really think that there's a teaming issue in this game. And how would I describe this where it doesn't sound almost like stupid or redundant? So basically, in this game, compared to really any other Battle Royale game, I played PUBG before, and I obviously played Fortnite. And we all know about the third-party issue, where basically people only will challenge sometimes other players when they're on low health. This is honestly, I think, more on console than it is on PC, and I already know this because I played both Fortnite on PC and console. And it's a defensive strategy just because you don't want to lose unnecessary shield. So literally all you do is that you end up going after somebody that just finished a gunfight that they barely survived, and you shoot them on low health so they can't recuperate. But in this game in particular, the problem is that it's so mobile that I almost feel overwhelmed, because the game has cool mobility. It really does. You have things like Pathfinder with the zip lines, and you know, his grappling hook, and you also have things with the, like, where you slide down hills and you keep gaining momentum and you don't necessarily stop unless you're blocked. So that's really, really cool. But if there would be almost a way where, I don't know, that you could get like something like a suppressor in the game, like add that as an attachment, like make you be able to be silent on the map, so that way people don't know where you are and you can't get third party as easily. Or I don't know, maybe you can add in something later on that's like a jammer, so that way within like a certain radius you can't be seen. That's kind of like Scrambler from Call of Duty, and if you think about it, that almost was kind of like a counterintuitive perk, because it would actually give you away, because if you see your map getting scrambled, you know there is someone there anyway. But it's still better than seeing an exact dot. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of things that would make it so that way there's not an issue for third partying, that I feel like that would just be very beneficial. And then really my last criticism is kind of the looting system. The looting system's okay. You'll see PC streamers like bobble side to side while opening these cases. But the problem is that the cases are almost like Black Ops 4's like system with the bags. I don't like it how that you have to open a crate exactly and have to dig through everything, because you're stuck standing still and you can easily get shot in the back. I would kind of just like to know what is in the thing just off the bat. They help with this already with the box by making it so that way the box glows whatever's the highest value item in there. So like, let's say that you have a enemy that you just killed and his loot's there. The box will glow yellow even if there's only one legendary item in there, even though there may be a crap ton of grays and blues, just to let you know like there is one at least good item in there. But I feel like it should almost like show like what the image is of the item, just to a certain degree, just so you don't spend time looting through everything and you get shot in the back. Because I see my teammates focus too heavily, being like, hey, do I want the flatline or do I want the R301? And they can't decide, so they get shot in the back. So that's really my third criticism. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you ended up enjoying my review of Apex Legends. If you guys liked today's video and you do definitely want to see more Apex Legends in the future, I really greatly appreciate if you could like and subscribe and all that good shit. And anyways, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace.